Welcome. Today, I just want to give you we're going to talk about the pack test, kind of like what it is for those who don't know what it is. There's like 3 different kinds of it, and then also just give you some tips to help you along with your training, because if you haven't taken your pack test yet, you will very, very shortly. So hopefully you've been doing a little bit of prep work so far, but if not, that's okay. We can get you going in the right direction. So first off, let's go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this is from the Forest Service. So if you don't know, there's 3 different levels of the pack test. So you have the arduous, the moderate, and the light. So the arduous is the 3-mile hike with 45 pounds. You have to do under 45 minutes. So depending on who you talk to, if you're a young gun, they're like, get it done as quick as possible. Specifically, probably if you're going for the shots, like you want to have a competitive score, right? But if you're more like on an engine or something like that, I've definitely had engine bosses who are like, my goal is to get that in 45 minutes, like 45 minutes with 30 seconds to spare. So, or 44 minutes with 30 seconds to spare. So it depends on who you talk to. I remember when I was doing it, I was trying to get it as quick as I can. However, now that I'm older, I'm like, it's so much smarter to do it a little bit. It's not like, I don't know, just depends on who you talk to. But so then you have the moderate, and this is a field test. So this is the 2-mile hike with 25 pounds, and you have to do it in 30 minutes. So, and if you come over here, so all wildland firefighters, they have to do the arduous pack test. Like that is the required. You have to do the arduous one because you're going to be lifting upwards from 50 pounds upwards with all your gear and your pack, and you're going to be hiking and you're going to be going over various terrains. So you definitely have to be able to perform those duties. So you have to do the arduous. Now the moderate, it says it's lifting 25 to 50 pounds and occasional demand for moderate strenuous activity. So think of like safety officers and fire behavior officers. So they perform moderate duties. And then you come down here to the light. So this is the walk test. So this is a 1-mile hike in 16 minutes with no pack on. So it's just like a quick little walk test. So light work would involve mainly office type work with occasional field activities. So I think of like dispatchers or logistics, finance, stuff like that. And actually I do have a dispatch friend, so I'm gonna actually reach out to her and see which one that she does, because in my mind it would be the light, but I wonder if she does another one. So I'll have to reach out and ask. But anyways, so that's just kind of like an overview of the pack test, which if you're on this channel, you probably already know what the pack test is, but I just had to cover those bases, just in case. So, and then so let's go ahead and get into some of my tips that I want to pass out to you guys. So, of course, the way that I train, I love to train with my pack. I have a little hip belt on. You can definitely train with your pack. If you are issued a pack or if you just bought your own, you can totally fill that with rice, sand, rocks, weights, whatever you want to fill it with. You can definitely just train with that. You can get a backpack. You can train with that. I've done videos on that before. I like the Go Ruck packs because it is extremely durable and you can throw weights in it, rocks, sand, whatever, and it's not going to like get holes in it. I really like the Go Ruck. I'll have that linked for you guys down in the description. But again, you can use whatever to train. When I was in college, I used my crappy college backpack, went to the gym, got on a treadmill, put weights from the gym in my in my backpack, and walked on the treadmill. Was it awful for my back? Yes, it was not wonderful. I had like, it's like lumpy and it's like all up in your back and you're just like still going. I gotta get my miles in. Yeah, so I totally did that. So you can hodgepodge, do whatever you want. However, now I use my Go Ruck pack with like the correct fitted plates, and it's nice and snug and doesn't have like those weird lumps in my back. So just throughout the years, just upgrading. So do whatever it is you want to do. So I definitely train with a weighted backpack. Here, let me pop this up for you guys. So that's tip number one. Definitely train with a weighted backpack, obviously. But the thing is that I don't want you to go ham and just go straight up 45, 50 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead and gradually, there we go. Gradually increase your weight so that your body can get used to it. If you don't have time, you're like, oh my gosh, my pack test is in like a week or two. Okay, so yeah, you're not going to start down at like 5 or 10 pounds, 10, 15 pounds. You're going to kind of have to bump it up a little bit quicker than that, but at least don't just go straight up to 45 pounds. I mean, you totally can if you want to, but and just see where you're at. That's cool. But I would recommend, if you have a little bit of time, give your body a little bit of time to adjust. Okay, so the next one is practice walking on inclines. So I've actually had a few phone calls with people, and they said, I don't have the terrain here. Like everything is super flat. So if you don't have the terrain to just like go outside and go hike some hills around your area, then I would go to a gym if you can, get on, like I said, get on a treadmill, get on that incline and just practice on that. Also, you can do the Stairmaster if you have access to one of those. Otherwise, I would definitely just try to find somewhere, even if it's like going to like a high school and doing their stairs at their football area, you know what I'm talking about, their track. So just find something to kind of give you, because you really need to work on your leg muscles, because your hiking legs are different than your regular legs. And I don't know how to say that in a way that's like, I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. Because when you're out hiking around, you're like, oh my gosh, like your legs just feel like I've been training, I've been working. However, my legs are now on fire. So, so definitely try and get some incline in there. It doesn't have to be always. You can, get various types of training, but definitely try doing the inclines. Oh, awesome. Jet Life 300 got my pack test in exactly 4 weeks. Awesome. So you have some time to start like increasing your weight a little bit. So that's awesome. Yay, good luck. Let me know how it goes. I'm sure you will crush it and you will kill it. So the next one that we have, obviously, stay hydrated. Your muscles, you're going to cramp up. If you guys are on my newsletter, I just sent out one yesterday to those who are on my newsletter. You guys can go onto my website, and down at the very bottom, you can get tips. I send out tips on like health, fitness, of course, fire education. It's supposed to be weekly. However, sometimes life gets in the way, so sometimes it's bi-monthly. So I'm not spamming you. I actually probably need to get more consistent with it. But at least once a month, I'm sending out emails on tips and tricks and things to help you in your wildland fire journey. But I just sent out one yesterday on shin splints, because when you're practicing for the pack test, you can get some shin splints. So I gave you some like tips on how to prevent them, and then obviously like recovery if you do end up getting them. So, but to kind of another way to prevent that is make sure you're staying hydrated. Obviously, drinking plenty of water is very important for your body and preparing for it. And plus, it's going to help with your recovery, right? So say you can't gradually increase your weight, at least you're doing something for your body to help your body like repair your muscles, a little bit faster. The next one that I have is focus on your cardio exercise. So obviously you can't run while you're doing the pack test, but it's going to be like a very quick walk. You always have to have that 1 foot on the ground. So it's going to be very quick paced. Make sure that if you don't have the pack or the weight, at least start getting your running in. And then also doing like, think of like squat jumps and just things like that kind of like get your body going, like your heart pumping really good. Like burpees and mountain climbers and, those things that like real quick get your heart rate up. So make sure you're focusing on your cardio. I know a lot of people say that's like one of their downfalls. You're like, oh, I can be in the gym all day long doing squats and in the squat rack and lifting weight and stuff. But they're like, oh my cardio is lacking. So make that a priority. Even if you're just doing like rows or something like that on a row machine, or, you know, getting your heart rate up in that way. So swimming, stuff like that. So getting your endurance up. And then the last one that I have for you, my last tip, is take a rest day. Make sure you're giving your body time to rest. I know we all know take rest days, but sometimes it's difficult when you're like, man, I really need to start preparing. I gotta get ready. At least if you're like me, like you kind of get anxious about it and you're like, oh, I gotta do everything I can. But actually it's going to hurt you and maybe even get you some injuries if you aren't giving your body that time to rest and recover before you bump up your weight. Give your body some time to rest, make sure you're stretching and all that jazz before you start bumping up weight and pushing yourself. So I believe in you guys. I know you guys will do fantastic. You probably know all these tips and tricks already, but hopefully, you know, at least it was somewhat helpful for you guys. Let's go over to some comments. I would love to hear from you guys. So I have MF Bass Fishing. I have to start running today, have to get ready for next week, and just got my first offer. Woo! I love that. I love when people are like, I got an offer. Like, I'm so stoked for you. That's so cool. Levi says, I was told just to carry more weight than what was needed to pass, making easier at time or hike 2 time long than needed. Yeah, so you can definitely, once you gradually get up to your 45 pounds, go up to 50, go up to 55 pounds, get up to 60 pounds in your training if you have enough time, you know? So that way when you go for your pack test, you're like, dude, this is a breeze. Like, this is nothing. Or definitely, you know, more than the 3 miles. So when you hit that 3 mile mark, you're like, oh, I could keep going. So definitely, yes. Yeah, I love when we celebrate other people. Like, love it. Yes. And let's see what else. What region? So I'm currently in Colorado right now. I will be going up to Alaska. I'm in the military, so I'm not currently fighting fire. However, I really do. Even my husband said, are you going to be doing fire stuff in Alaska? And I'm like, if I can, heck yes. So if I can find some time, like on the weekends or whatever, I would love to, because I've never been up to Alaska in that fuel type before. So I would absolutely love to at least try and do something up there with it. So we'll see. Well, I really do appreciate you guys hopping on with me. If you guys have any comments, questions, let me know. Also, I wanted to let you guys know we do have a membership now. We have grown so much on YouTube that I just have a membership available now, so you guys can hop in on that. If you go onto my YouTube page, there's a join button, and it kind of breaks down. There's 2 tiers. You have the rookie team and the fire crew, and it kind of breaks down what you get in each membership. So you guys can check that out. Also, I have a goal of reaching $25,000. For me, like, that's a lot of money, man. But I want to be able to put that back into the wildland firefighting community. So I'm asking just for people to donate $1. So I'll leave that either Venmo or PayPal, just $1, because I feel like if we could reach thousands of people, we can get thousands of dollars to pour back into our wildland fire community. And I just think it would be so cool. So that's kind of my goal. Hopefully you guys will be able to donate. I know people have donated way more than $1. So far, we've raised $80 out of 25 grand. So you know what? I'm excited. At least we got 80. That's better than 0. So anything helps. Like I said, it's just an initiative that I have that I want to invest specifically into probably more new people getting into wildland firefighting and the rookies. So I want to invest that back into the wildland fire community. So hopefully you guys can join me on that initiative, and also share with your friends. If they're like, hey, can you just give me $1? And I would love to, you know, help out the wildland fire community and firefighters. So love that. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Region 5, I'm in Redding, Shasta County. Very cool. I would love to go to California, and I've never done fire behavior there before. I would think it's so interesting because it's just, you see on the news just how crazy it is. So I would love to go to California for fires. I think that'd be awesome. Yay. All right. Well, I think that is all that I have for you guys for today. Thank you for hopping on. I'm going to be going live every Tuesday at 10 Mountain Standard Time until we actually move to Alaska, which will be in early June. So that is the goal, to be here every Tuesday. So hopefully I will see you guys every Tuesday. And if not, of course, in the replay, you guys can replay this. If you are watching on the replay, go ahead and drop me one in the comments. Love you guys. So thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you guys have a really great day. And I will leave all those links and everything in the description for you guys to check out. I appreciate you. I love you. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye, guys.